What's up guys, Buddy Figueler coming at you with a review for the new Harifa album, When the Leaves Fall I'll Be Near, that came out a few weeks ago now, May 15th. This is actually a one-woman black metal project that I discovered actually through a band promotion page that I follow. But it seems to me that Harifa and, I'm not sure what her actual name is, but Grave Dweller, that's her Instagram name I should say, seems to be gaining somewhat of a following and some decent traction on social media. She's got like 30,000 followers on Instagram. It's awesome that, especially just her being relatively younger in the black metal scene, that she's bringing black metal and extreme metal to kind of new generations in a way. Like, of her 30,000 Instagram followers, I can't imagine that the majority of them even are black metal or extreme metal fans. I would assume the majority of them, and maybe I'm wrong, would be just guys or girls or whoever that are into the emo goth aesthetic, which is how she presents herself, especially just with the black metal corpse paint and stuff like that, and just the kind of black emo goth attire. I have to say, first off, that's definitely a good marketing strategy for your music. But the part that I find most respectable is that she can back it up. She's not just using the black metal aesthetic for views and followers based on how she looks. This being at least promoted as a one-woman black metal project implies, of course, that she is doing all of the work here, playing all the instruments, doing all the writing, doing all the vocals, which takes an incredible amount of talent. So I respect the shit out of that, honestly. And it's one of those albums that I kind of just checked out on a whim because on that band promotion page, seeing one-woman black metal had me pretty intrigued. And I'm glad I did check it out because there's some cool shit on this album. It is a short album. It's only 7 songs and it's only 24 minutes. So, I mean, it kind of borders on just being an EP. But for that reason, this probably will be one of the shorter reviews that I upload. As soon as I hit play on the first track, Autumn Leaves, and I was met with that just real grim, dark, gloomy, clean guitar progression, I was instantly hooked onto this album. And the album overall does really follow suit with those feelings. It's a very, very atmospheric black metal album. And it's a record where mood and emotion and feelings really takes precedent over everything else, which honestly is right up my alley when it comes to black metal. I would much rather listen to an album like this that has more shorter, straight to the point tracks that are very mood focused, as opposed to listening to one of those black metal albums where it's like 5 songs and every song is fucking like 10, 11, 12 minutes and it's just super dense. These songs are extremely easy to listen to and they kind of register with you more as a result, and it makes pretty much the entire album a lot more repeatable. So for my job, I work in a kitchen and I'm pretty much able to listen to music all day, essentially. And we have like a back door that we keep open so I could see right outside, and it was just like the gloomiest, rainiest, darkest, grayest day today. And I had this album looping for I don't even know how long. It must have repeated like every song all the way through a good 5 or 6 times. These chord progressions and these note choices and just the sound of this album fits that imagery of just gloominess perfectly. And trust me, it really does say a lot that I could have this album repeating that many times and I don't get tired of it. The reason I actually turned it off was because it got sunny out for like an hour and this album isn't a sunny album. So I'm very much a mood-oriented listener. So I ended up changing it to Astronoid Radiant Bloom, if anybody is an Astronoid fan. But no, getting back on task here, this album is it's such a mood album, and I love that about it. Those intro clean guitar passages definitely play a huge part in that, just from that style point of view. I also like the kind of echoey, almost pagan metal sounding incorporation of those clean vocals. I think that was really good utilization of clean vocals for this black metal album, which isn't exactly subgenre that clean vocals are utilized much in. As far as the lead vocals go, the album pretty much is fully screened, but those clean vocals are just kind of like spliced in here and there, mostly for the ambiance and to, again, kind of promote the mood going on. Track 2, Petrichor, not sure how to pronounce that, actually starts out with some rain sound effects. And then you get some pianos that I thought was a kind of a nice touch, as opposed to the clean guitars, which start pretty much every other song on here. which kind of leads me into a criticism. Essentially, every song on this album follows kind of the exact same formula, which is opening, clean guitar, or in Petrichor's case, piano, opening kind of stripped back chord progression, and then it kicks into essentially a heavier version of that same chord progression, which then leads into heavier parts, blast beats, stuff like that. And then that intro stripped back chord progression comes back near the end of the song, still in kind of like that heavier feel, and then the music drops out, and it's that intro chord progression also serving as the outro, back in its kind of stripped back, clean guitar-esque mode. It works on every song on here for sure, but in as far as the full album, especially only being 7 tracks, this formula does feel a little bit repetitive. But at the same time, it doesn't really affect the listening experience that much, because this album being so mood-oriented, it's definitely one of those records that serves its purpose best as like a kind of background music to your day kind of thing. That's how a lot of black metal is, I feel like, at least for me. It's not like an eclectic, all over the place progressive metal album. It's not like a really aggressive, mean sounding death metal album. It's just it's mood focused, like I've said for like the fucking 10th time in this review now. I gotta say, one thing I do enjoy all the way through though is the production. I think it strikes the perfect, literally perfect balance between lo-fi, staticky black metal and still being kind of clean sounding at times and audible and distinguishable. Like in some of the clean guitar moments especially, I noticed like subtle like rhythmic imperfections, which honestly they might have been intentional. I mean, lo-finess is such like a key aspect in especially like original like 80s and 90s black metal. It's one of those black metal albums that's produced in such a way that really engulfs you into the sound, and the atmosphere is really complemented by the production as a result. And there is still like a good amount of versatility in the songs too. Not every song is at least the same as far as dynamics and energy, even if they do follow the same formula. Like tracks like Sabbatic and Autumn Leaves, they are more just straight to the point, like melodic black metal, melodic atmospheric black metal, if you want to call it that, where those clean guitar progressions that start the song do most of the heavy lifting as far as what the guitars are doing the entire song. And as a result, these songs definitely do just have more melodic feel to them rather than heaviness. Then you have The Book of Lies, which is an awesome fucking title, and the closer, Into the Fog, which are some of the more aggressive cuts on here. They make the most prominent use of blast beats and tremolo riffs, the classic black metal combo here. But they still have their quiet moments too, I will say. And then Diamonds and Memorabilia feel like they kind of strike a balance and are somewhere in the middle of those two fields. So there is a good amount of versatility in these tracks, and the end result for me is an album where I see a shit ton of potential. This girl is talented. She's got an ear for just these dark, gloomy moods that complement black metal so well. That being said, though, the album does still have somewhat of an unrefined and slightly immature nature to it because of just the formulaic nature of it, like I said earlier. It does impact the listening quite a bit, at least for me. There's not a single bad song or even moment on this album. I just feel like I hear more potential than what we're getting with this album, if that makes sense. I would encourage Grave Dweller, I will call her, to keep going in this direction, keep the amazing production and the amazing emphasis on mood and atmosphere, but to experiment more structurally and dynamically. Maybe keep songs like that this album maintains that are pretty much fully melodic all the way through. Maybe do other songs that are just full-on aggressive the entire time. Use more adventurous song structures, maybe like some odd time signatures. Maybe, dare I say, incorporate some clean vocals in more prominent ways. Those are just some ideas, obviously, but taking this out for what it is, this is a really good album, and I'm excited to see where Harifa goes from here. For all of those reasons, I'm going to score this album a 23 out of 30. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've heard this album, definitely comment your thoughts on it below. Remember to hit subscribe for more rock and metal-related content and album reviews. I also have my Instagram, Spotify, and Threads links in the description of the video, as well as a link to my original music on Spotify. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.